Hi everyone, I'm Eli Camp. I'm a naturopathic doctor and I hold my DHANP, which is a certification that signifies that I specialize in homeopathy. And I just wanted to talk with you all for a few minutes about why I think it's important that naturopathic doctors earn their DHANPs and get involved with us over at the HANP. And I'm going to start with a story about how I came to really see homeopathy at work. And it begins back when I was in medical school at Southwest College, and I was doing a homeopathy shift, and I was brand new to the shift. And so I really didn't have a role of great importance other than following around the students who we called primary students and then discussing cases and choosing homeopathic remedies on shift. And so this particular day, there was this mother, she was French, from France, and she had lots of experience with homeopathy, and she came in with her son, who was maybe 5 or 6. And she came in and she was carrying him, and he was completely limp in her arms, just laying there, very pale. He was groaning. He hadn't eaten in a number of days. And she was concerned, not overly concerned, because she had great faith in homeopathic treatment, but still she was concerned. So we go back to the exam room and take his case, which just means getting a lot of details about how long the condition and symptoms have been present and what was going on. And then, of course, doing some physical exam. And one of the exams we did, since we were talking about ear pain, was to look in the ear. And it was his left ear that was bothering him. His right ear looked completely normal. And when we looked in the ear, it was a really dark purple and congested, right, the eardrum. And just it didn't look good. And poor guy, I mean, he just did not feel well. And so after we finished the rest of the physical exam, taking his temperature, doing all that stuff, we went back to what we called our shift room, where we could discuss it as a group and decide on the best course of treatment, the best remedy to give him if we were going to do anything else. And so we go in there. To make a long story short, we picked a remedy, very particular for the left side of the body, ear pain, a dark purple nature, and a few other symptoms. And our supervising physician said, "Hey, Eli, why don't you go down to the medicinary and get this remedy in a 30C and then take it back to the room and give it to the little boy and then just hang out there." And that was pretty much his instructions to me. Well, I like details and I need to know exactly what I'm supposed to do. So I was like, well, okay, how long should I stay there? When should I come back? And he was like, just go get the remedy, give it to the little boy, and we'll just leave it at that. So I did. I traipsed down to the medicinary and got the homeopathic remedy, went to the exam room, gave it to mom to give to her son, and then we just started to chat, and we were talking about Europe and France and the difference in medicine between our two countries, etc. And it could not have been more than 6 or 7 minutes that something struck me as I was talking to mom, and that is that her son was now sitting up in her lap. And I can't tell you exactly when that happened. I just know when it struck me, and that it was not very long after he had had the remedy. So he was sitting up in her lap. He had a little bit of color in his face, but what really was amazing to me is he was rummaging around in her purse. And she said, "Well, what are you doing?" And he said, "I'm looking for the crackers. I'm hungry." And all of a sudden, it hit me that the remedy we had just given him had already started to act. His body was already reacting to it, and he was clearly not the extremely sick little boy he had just been at this point 7 minutes before that. So I excused myself. I said, "I'll be right back." And I zoomed down the hall to the room, to the shift room where they were already in progress talking about another case, and I burst through the door. I'm sure something was written all over my face, some type of wonderment or excitement, and the supervising physician stopped the current discussion and looked up. He said, "Yes, Eli?" And I said, "I think that little boy already has had a reaction to the remedy." And he said, "Oh, okay." So he gets up, I'm sure, right, to the chagrin of the other people who are trying to get their case discussed. And we go traipsing back down to the room and look in his ear, which is now no longer purple. And now he's sitting on mom's lap, just sort of chatting with her and asking for a drink. And his color has come back. His cheeks are all rosy, and his ear is almost completely normal, not purple. When we, talked to him, he and asked him, "How does your ear feel?" He said, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine." And not long after that, we sent them home. It had such a powerful impact on me to watch that happen and watch it happen so quickly that I knew at that moment that this medicine, this homeopathy had to be a part of my practice. And it is something that I'm not quite sure how I would practice as effectively as I do without its use. And so, to bring us full circle, and why I told you that story is that whether you are using homeopathy in your practice or not, whether you're just getting started, whether you've been using it, because you too know the incredible power that this medicine carries, right, for people, getting involved with the HANP helps keep the practice of homeopathy pure and strong and true to how Dr. Hahnemann proposed that it be practiced. And then as he developed it throughout his career, this is the only organization that supports naturopathic doctors who practice homeopathic medicine. There's other organizations you can join, and they welcome us with open arms now. They didn't always, but many of them do now. But this is just for naturopathic doctors. And so we have lots of great plans over at the HANP to teach you if you know nothing about homeopathy, to bring you along if you know a little bit, to support you if this is part of your practice, to provide great continuing education, and most importantly, to provide that credential of the DHANP, right? This lets your colleagues and people seeking homeopathic treatment from a naturopathic doctor know who they can turn to. So I welcome you to contact me with any questions or concerns, but we all at the board of the HANP have worked really hard to make the testing process very streamlined, doable, to support you along the way, and then to continue to support you afterwards. Thanks for sharing this time with me. I know you're all very busy, and I hope you have a great day.